Hello, and thank you for joining me. My name is Jesse Snow, and this is Daily Bread. Today we'll be reading in Genesis chapter 8. I'll be stopping to take notes, and sometimes I reread to better understand what I'm reading. Let's open with a word of prayer. Our Father who is in heaven, holy is your name. Your kingdom come, and your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us of our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For yours is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. So we just read 7, Noah and the flood here. So the waters are on the earth. Let's see. Chapter 8. Then God remembered Noah, and every living thing, and all the animals that were with him in the ark. And God made a wind to pass over the earth, and the waters subsided. And the fountains of the deep and the windows of heaven were also stopped, and the rains from heaven was restrained. And the waters receded continually from the earth. And the end of the 150 days was what the waters decreased. When the ark rested in the 7th month, in the 7th day of the month, on the mountains of Ararat, and the waters decreased continually until the 10th month. In the 10th month, on the 1st day of the month, the tops of the mountains were seen. So it came to pass, at the end of 40 days, that Noah opened the window of the ark which he had made. Then he sent out a raven, which kept going to and fro until the waters had dried up from the earth. He also sent out from himself a dove to see if the waters had receded from the face of the ground. But the dove found no resting place for the sole of her foot. She returned into the ark to him, for the waters were on the face of the whole earth. So he put out his hand and took her, and drew her into the ark to himself. And he waited yet another 7 days, and again sent out the dove out from the ark. Then the dove came to him in the evening, and behold, a freshly plucked olive leaf was in her mouth. And Noah knew that the waters had receded from the earth. So he waited yet another 7 days, and sent out the dove, which did not return again to him any more. And it came to pass in the 601st year, in the 1st month, in the 1st day of the month, that the waters were dried up from the earth. And Noah removed the covering of the ark and looked, and indeed the surface of the ground was dry. And in the 2nd month, on the 27th day of the month, the earth was dried. Then God spoke to Noah, saying, Go out of the ark, you and your wife, and your sons' wives with you, and bring out with you every living thing of all flesh that is with you, birds and cattle, and every creeping thing that creeps on the earth, so that they may abound on the earth, and be fruitful and multiply on the earth. So Noah went out, and his sons, and his wife, and his sons' wives with him. Every animal, every creeping thing, every bird, and whatever creeps on the earth, according to their families, went out of the ark. Then Noah built an ark to the Lord, and took every clean animal of every clean bird, and offered burnt offerings on the altar. And the Lord smelled a soothing aroma. When the Lord said in his heart, I will never again curse the ground for man's sake, although the imagination of man's heart is evil from his youth, nor will I again destroy everything living as I have done. While the earth remains, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, winter and summer, day and night shall not cease. So God blessed Noah and his sons, and said to them, Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth. And the fear of you and the dread of you shall be on every beast of the field, on every beast of the earth, on every bird of the air, on all that move on the earth, and on all the fish of the sea. They are given into your hand. Every moving thing that lives shall be food for you. I have given you all things, even as the green herbs, but you shall not eat flesh with its life, that is, its blood. Surely, for your lifeblood, I will demand a reckoning. From the hand of every beast I will require it. And from the hand of man, from the hand of every man's brother, I will require life of man. Whoever sheds man's blood, by man his blood shall be shed. For in the image of God he made man. And as for you, be fruitful and multiply, bring forth abundantly in the earth, and multiply in it. Then God spoke to Noah and his sons with him, saying, As for me, behold, I establish my covenant with you, your descendants after you, and with every living creature that is with you, the birds and the cattle, every beast of the earth with you, all that go out of the ark, every beast of the earth. Thus I establish my covenant with you. Never again shall all flesh be cut off by the waters of the flood. Never again shall there be a flood to destroy the earth. And God said, This is the sign of the covenant which I make between me and you and every living creature that is with you, for perpetual generations. I set my rainbow in the cloud, and it shall be for the sign of the covenant between me and the earth. It shall be, when I bring a cloud over the earth, that the rainbow shall be seen in the cloud. And I will remember my covenant, which is between me and every living creature of all flesh. The waters shall never again become a flood to destroy all flesh. The rainbow shall be in the cloud, and I will look on it to remember the everlasting covenant between God and every living creature of all flesh that is on the earth. And God said to Noah, This is the sign of the covenant which I have established between me and all flesh that is on the earth. Now the sons of Noah who went out of the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Ham was the father of Canaan. These three were the sons of Noah, and from these the whole earth was populated. And Noah began to be a farmer, and he planted a vineyard. Then he drank of the wine and was drunk, and became uncovered in his tent. And Ham, the father of Cain, saw the nakedness of his father, and told his two brothers outside. But Shem and Japheth took a garment, laid it on both their shoulders, and went backwards, and covered the nakedness of their father. Their faces were turned away, and they did not see their father's nakedness. So Noah awoke from his wine and knew that his younger son had done to him. Then he said, Cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants. He shall be to his brethren. And he said, Blessed be the Lord, the God of Shem, and may Canaan be his servant. May God enlarge Japheth, and may he dwell in the tents of Shem, and may Canaan be his servant. And Noah lived after the flood 350 years. So all the days of Noah were 950 years, and he died. Now this is the genealogy of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The sons were born to them after the flood. The sons of Japheth were Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Meshach, and Tyrus. The sons of Gomer were Ashkenaz, Riphath, and Togarmah. The sons of Havan were Elisha, Tarshish, Kittim, and Dodanim. From these, the coastland people of the Gentiles were separated of the lands, everyone according to his language, according to their families in their nations. The sons of Ham were Cush, Mizraim, Put, and Canaan. The sons of Cush were Seba, Havilah, Sabat, Rimmon, and Sabekah. The sons of Rimmon were Sheba and Dedan. Cush begot Nimrod, and he began to be a mighty one on the earth. And he was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Therefore it is said, like Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, Erech, Akkad, and Calneh in the land of Shinar. From the land he went to Assyria and built Nineveh, Rehoboth, Calah, and Rezin, between Nineveh and Calah, that is the principal city. Mizraim begot Ludim and children. Canaan begot his sons firstborn and his children. The Arvadite, the Azemite, and the Himatite. Afterwards, the families of Canaanites were dispersed. And the border of the Canaanites was from Sidon as you go toward Gerar as far as Gaza, then as you go toward Sodom and Gomorrah, Admah, and Zeboim, as far as Elisha. These were the sons of Ham, according to the families, according to their languages, and according to the lands of their nations. The children were born also to Shem, the father of the children of Eber, the brother of Japheth and the elder. The sons of Shem were Elam and his children. To Eber born 2 sons. The name of the one was Peleg, for in his days the earth was divided, and his brother's name was Joktan. Joktan began Almodad, Shalaf, Hazarmarath, and his children. And their dwelling place was from Mesha as you go toward Sephar, the mountains of the east. These were the sons of Shem, according to their families, according to their languages and their lands, according to their nations. These were the families and the sons of Noah, according to their generations, in their nations, and from these nations were divided on the earth after the flood. We will stop right there at Genesis 11. Well, again, thank you so much for joining me, and if you enjoyed what you saw, you can click the thumbs up, you can subscribe, and share with your friends. Let's close in a word of prayer. Father, thank you, Lord, that we can come together, gathered in your name, Jesus Christ, to dwell on your word. Father, thank you for all that you do in our lives. Thank you for all that you are. In your name, Jesus Christ, we pray.